On the escalator again.
Leave it alone.
What?
Comics.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
TV and movies. Wrestling. Music.
We are just getting started!
Finally, a podcast about things you actually care about, hosted by a couple of guys who actually care about those things too.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Maybe a little too much.
Yes, that's awesome.
The talented one, Chris Machete.
That no-talent ass clown became famous.
And Brenton, you know, that guy from your other favorite podcast.
I liked it. I was good at it.
So grab onto the handrail and don't let go.
I'm gonna get ready! There's a little boy caught the escalator!
This is the Kids on the Escalator podcast.
Woo!
Here's CM and BD.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Hi.
5 days till Christmas, your favorite time of the year, isn't it?
No. I like August in the summertime is my favorite time of year. That month, whole month. I love August. Everybody, that's the point where everybody's like, it's too hot. I've had enough of the hot. I want it to be cold. And I'm just like, nope, keep it coming.
Well, here we are. It's cold in both. We're actually cold here. It's like -3 today. How about that shit?
Wow.
It's kind of cold here in Vancouver. What the hell's going on? But we are live on all the platforms for the final time of 2021. It's our Christmas hello and Merry Christmas to everybody. We are going a little earlier tonight. We're on all the platforms, including deanblundell.com and the Twitter and all the other places that you would see us. Facebook Live, YouTube. Have you subscribed to us on those places? You should go do that.
Santa would be displeased if you did not. You'll be on the naughty list.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
That's a leg. Is that with the leg? Is that with the leg there?
Yeah, that's the leg from my favorite Christmas movie. Well, it's hard because Christmas Vacation is mint as well, right? Like mint. But yeah, the Christmas Story is just so good, and this was such a good part of it, such a memorable part. Positive memories from Christmas, right? Yeah.
What's on your Christmas list now? And at your age,
comic books.
Some
things just more expensive comic books as I get older, right? My taste just gets a little more defined.
Electronics, big electronic products. No, it's all comic books.
No, although my wife did get me an early present. She got me speakers that will work with the record player, so that I can play my record. So I don't know. I shared a photo on my personal feeds that the record player there with the two new little speakers, and it's kind of like I'm downsizing, but I'm still using the old school type of deal there. But yeah, I'm not much of a phone guy. I already know where my phone is right now.
Well, as I said, we talked last week with Juan, and it was like, use the stuff that you have and relearn how to use that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Which
and
is
then video
cool.
games, man. I'm waiting for that Dying Light 2 to come out.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of video game enthusiasts out there can agree with me that that's what we're waiting for, is that Dying Light 2 to come out. So I've been playing some video games, but haven't really caught my eye. So I haven't really asked anything like that. I don't know if you know what I needed was actually one electronic thing that I needed was a tablet just for internet stuff. So when I'm drawing my references, I can just look beside me. I have a laptop and I have to turn all the way beside me and then look back over. So that would be handy. And I think that was it. That was the only thing I was thinking of that I really needed other than comic books. Buy me comic books.
And Gracious Gary and Dangerous Dorothy, I'm sure they've got a giant wish list of things. So hello to them.
Yeah, hello to them. We were just there last night hanging out. Had some, guess what we had? Guess what we ordered for dinner?
Well, I know what it is. You ordered some Swiss chalet or Mandarin, probably.
Swiss chalet.
Swiss chalet.
Swiss chalet. We either go for
the last Swiss chalet in British Columbia just closed.
Oh man, they got a big Swiss chalet, a big crunch sandwich now that I get all the time. Swiss chalet crunch sandwich. That's pretty good. Yeah, it was all right. It was good. So there's a Swiss chalet just up the street from their condo. So we grabbed it on the way over there and brought Taylor with us. She was exhausted, but she hung in there. And I had a few old guy beers and we hung out and watched. What were we watching? Oh, we were watching Uncle Buck's. It was so distracting.
The best.
Yeah, such a good movie. Really good. John Candy. You can't lose with John Candy.
I'm trying to watch some of these new Christmas movies. So I haven't, there's the classics, but Netflix is kind of jumping on this like train now. That's the one thing about the streaming stuff, which I love, is that there's just so much stuff coming out. And So they had a couple years ago, they put out something called the Christmas Chronicles, which is great. It's a really great, like new kind of classic Christmas. There's the standard, the Elf. We talked about it last year, like our favorite Christmas movies, and Home Alone 1 and 2, the Christmas Story, and then they entered the equation a couple years ago with Christmas Chronicles, which is really cool. But now it's like there isn't really something that's jumping out. It's funny because if you remember Elf. And Jon Favreau was like, when I set out to make Elf, I wanted to make an instant Christmas classic that we all love. And how did he do that? He did that stop animation that they do like in Rudolph, and they made all the elves look like Rudolph, like look like Will Ferrell looked like the elves from that classic Burl Ives kind of Rudolph that we all grew up with. And it was really funny. It was really well written. I'm surprised more filmmakers or people don't go, well, I want to make an instant classic, because it hasn't happened in a long time. Like, Elf is now in the rotation, but what else is not going to be any of those the Hallmark movies? And Kiss would not really make one that we would watch that would probably be watchable. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, who's going to make that next Christmas classic? Because
I think it all depends. You got to get you need the, you need the right actor in there, I think, to really have that home run when it comes to Christmas movies. Another one that I liked, and it's fairly old because it's funny because it's the actor that plays young Anakin, young Darth Vader, and I think it's called Jingle All the Way with Schwarzenegger and
that was the kid. That was the kid from Home Alone, or sorry, the kid from Home Improvement.
No, he's from that's another one. Jingle All. Okay, maybe I'm thinking. No, that's Home for Christmas with Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Oh, is that who it is? Okay,
and Jennifer Beal is in that one, right?
Right.
And that's when all the rich kids race home for Christmas. No, this one is where the kid wants an action figure, the Turbo Man doll, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's the dad, and Phil Hartman's the neighbor that's constantly hitting on Schwarzenegger's wife, right? And it's a whole. I'm gonna. Remember the Cabbage Patch dolls? Those were the big ones from when we were kids that everybody freaked out about. They had to try and get them. So that's what they're parlaying there, is that Arnold Schwarzenegger, the father, is too busy to get the Turbo Man doll for his son, and the little kid is young Anakin. And every time I'm watching it, every time the kid gets mad, I'm like, oh, there you go. This is why he turned into Darth Vader. He couldn't get his Turbo Man doll, and his dad's kind of not paying attention to him. And of course, at the day, like Christmas Eve, the dad's home, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he told everybody he already got the doll, and he's like, okay, well, now I'll get the doll. How hard can it be? The classic dumbass movie.
I saw it the other day, and I've been meaning to watch it actually.
Oh, it's really good. That's a good one. That one's on the Disney Channel. You can watch that
Sinbad,
one.
Right?
So Sinbad. I don't know. Sinbad's hilarious. He was so funny. And Phil Hartman, dude. Phil Hartman. Boom, boom. He's great. He's great. So that one's I highly recommend that one. Excuse me, Jingle All the Way. And that's on Disney, and that's a really, really good one.
Speaking of Phil Hartman, I just started showing the kids So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh yeah, I noticed that's been doing its rotation.
And he's the jail guy giving the tour of Alcatraz. And just, oh my God, what a shame. Now, this is something I meant to show you. I posted a couple of days ago, or a couple weeks ago. I took the kids over to not over, but Vancouver's weird. There's a whole bunch of people that live on the coast that you can only get there by a ferry.
Right.
Like you have to go around, but it's still part of the mainland. But our neighbors moved over there, and the kids wanted to go and see them. So I haven't seen them for a while. So we thought, okay, we'll come on over, and they would graciously put us up. But they live in this tiny little small town called Powell River. And I went into one of those thrift stores, and they had comics for days.
Wow.
Of boxes, and they're selling them for like $1 or $2.
Man.
And I'm looking in there, and I'm going, I said to the woman, how much for all of them?
Yeah.
Because clearly they weren't priced properly. And I was like, God, I wish I had you here for this. Because I was like, you would be able to just rifle through. And I said to her, is there anybody helping you with the pricing on this thing? I said, because you've got some number ones in here that you're selling for like $1. And I'm like, just saying. She goes, well, we have a guy that comes in and he tells us if they're like over $10. So then we pull them out and put the rest in. And I'm like, does he take them? She's like, yeah, he kind of buys them off us. I'm like, not a great deal. So anyways, I went through, and I'm going to give you like the once through here of the stuff that we bought. Yeah. And I want to get your thoughts on this.
Okay.
So here we go.
Exciting.
This one here I bought. These were all bought for like $1 or under, but they're all like number ones and like from the 80s.
Well,
and
dollar
60s.
comics, man. You can't go wrong with a dollar comic to me. Like you just and collectors will say that as soon as you mention dollar bin or dollar comic, it's like, okay, you had me before you even
So
started.
this is from 89, 90. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Justice League Spectacular,
And that's a number 1.
And it's in great shape, huh?
Yeah, that's a number 1. So we picked up that. Okay.
Okay. It doesn't strike me as I'm not like, wow, this isn't a first appearance of this and that and the other thing, but that's a great comic.
There's that one. And then there's now this one here. I thought I took a flyer on because I'm like, this one is probably 80s.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's another one. As you'll see the theme that I'm going here. But look at that.
Another Justice League of America
200
issue 200. Wow.
That was $1. That was like $1. I'm like, that's probably maybe worth more than $1, but maybe not.
Of course it is. The cover price is probably more than $1. Yeah, cover price was $1.50.
$1.50. So I was like, okay, failed there.
Probably like a $5 comic. I'm saying those are probably $5 comics, $5 to $10 comics.
They had a lot of the same thing, but I'm gonna go with this. This one would have been. Sorry, this was 2. There was 2 in here for $2. Ready?
Okay. Justice League Task Force. Okay.
Now look at that. It says Spectacular first issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And on the back, number 2.
Oh, wow. Is it a flip? Oh, they were both in one thing. I see. Okay. Yeah. So 1 and 2.
June 1993.
That could be a hidden gem, like that could be something that they, that could be something that they make a cartoon out of, that really hits. You know what I mean? That would be a great.
Let me maximize this for a sec. I realized I wasn't doing it.
Let's
so
see.
There was this one here. That one there was a number 1, and it was like $1. Okay,
nice.
That was cool. I realized I've got a bunch of Justice League, but whatever. That one there's the 200th issue of Justice League, so I thought that was kind of rad. Considering and then of course this number 1 and number 2 Task Force, which says first and second issue, which was kind of cool. Keeping with theme, this one looks old. His name is Ultra. Where did he come from? How did he get his incredible powers? This one here is a Giant Justice League America. It was also $1.
Oh, nice. Look at that. Beauty. Oh, that's a sweet cover. I like that. And that could be the first appearance of that Ultra guy. That's
what I was thinking. And then in the back, they had another one.
Ooh. Oh, that's nice.
So that was kind of rad. And then I bought one other one here, which I thought might be kind of cool because it said it was a collector's edition. It was the landmark first issue, made by George Perez and Cynthia Martin. Collector's edition, free mini poster inside, and the first issue.
Oh, I got that. Yeah, the War of the Gods. That's a good one. Did you check to see if the poster's still in it?
I haven't yet, but I should have.
The art. So a side note on that, that's George Perez, and he just got diagnosed with cancer. So he's a terminal cancer. George Perez, the artist of that.
So what you're saying is it's going up.
It will go up even more. Yeah, make sure the poster's in there as well. But the art inside that is fantastic. But George Perez's artwork is spectacular. He did a lot of early Teen Titans work. He did some great Avengers work. Some of the best penciling on the Avengers.
Looks like we've got.
Let's see it. Pop it up. Show it.
The poster. Like it's all attached here. So it looks like.
Yeah, as long as nobody popped it out.
It's funny. I didn't even think to look for the poster. Even though it was listed as being in there.
Don't expect a big fold-out poster like in the old 16 magazines.
Got the old
Metal Edge magazines.
Very cool.
Nice. Well, as I said, I mentioned any comic book collector. As soon as you mention dollar bins, they're like full attention.
Well, that was interesting. I just thought, geez, and it seemed very undervalued, a lot of them. And there was a couple more. I feel like I'm missing one. Maybe it's up in Alex's room, but
we could be reading a couple of them.
We did get a few that were like
that's great,
really cool. And there was like there's a Robin number 1 too. Why am I missing? Yeah, there's a Robin number 1.
I bet you I have that raw. I know what one you're talking about. Yeah,
I've got that one too, and a Spawn number 1 too. But they're all.
You got wait. You got a Spawn number 1?
No, it was like the of a series. There was like a Spawn. Okay. I have to look at it, but it definitely was worth more than $1. That's all I'm saying. So.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, I was gonna say if you found a Spawn number 1, then that would have been like $50 to $100 comic book right there.
Crazy, eh? So I got to think they were smarter than that. But anyways, they had just they had like 5 bins, and I'm like, and I literally asked her, I'm like, how much for everything? And she's like, uh, maybe like $400. And she's like, and a little discount because you're buying them all. And I had to kind of rifle through, and I'm like, I don't know if there's going to be that $100 gem in there that would pay this thing off, but there might be like $10 ones in there. I don't know.
Yeah, right. That's the hard route, is when you get a whole bunch of the low, the $5 to $10 ones, because sometimes they're hard to sell. But if you get like the big one in there that in the guide rates at like $200, and you sell it for like 100, 150, you're doing good. It's like anything. It's like any kind of scores, like Garage Wars or whatever those things are, right?
I like the ones like where they're like, clearly from like 81, 82 or 1989 or 88 or even earlier, but they're all in that $1 bin in mint condition. I'm like, what? So
Yeah.
anyways, that was for video. For you people listening on audio, you're bored out of your mind. I understand, but it's
Use your imagination, my friend.
use your imagination. It was a bunch of Justice League. Okay, so we were going to do a little breakdown of Spidey, which I saw yesterday with the kids and some friends, and then the corona has taken over your city.
Kingston's really bad right now. It's not funny, haha, but when everything was shut down, example, when the university and college kids were not here, when they were doing remote learning, and COVID was at an all-time high everywhere in the world, we were at a low. Now, university and college is all back in, and you can see photos of it, hundreds of them in the streets partying and stuff like that. Now we're the highest in all of Canada. So I don't think that's a coincidence. There's probably a few more issues that add to it. I'm not saying that's the main reason why our COVID is super high, but I've had to close a couple workshops here as well. It's not cool, but they get to party, and I understand. And I was talking with my folks. I was like, so you go away to college, the first thing on your list, I don't care what it is that they're being warned about that's bad. It's not up there. It's down here. You could get sick. I could party. But you could get sick. I could party. You know what I mean? It doesn't measure. And I get it. I totally get it.
Well, I know. And there's the feeling of, that they all have of immortality.
Yeah. Right.
But it is, and it's just continuing. This thing's just going to keep going. I don't know. I'm leaving for tour January 22nd. I start in Vegas for a week, and then I go from there. I'm in Florida. I'm in all the great spots of COVID. So we'll see what happens. I do have 2 Canadian dates listed in there that we'll see. The jury's out, because I was supposed to, I don't know, we talked about this the other day, but I had Leafs Canucks tickets the other night in Vancouver. It was going to be Alex's first game, which would have been amazing. And it's funny, the last time I tried to take him to his first game, it got canceled.
Oh, no.
And they've been going this whole time, and everything's been going, sold out and been amazing. And like literally this game and the Anaheim or in the Arizona game were both canceled, and we didn't go. And it was just like, so I went out and watched some junior hockey instead, which is fine, because there's like 5 guys drafted by the NHL on that team. So so that was kind of cool.
Junior, like Team Canada junior hockey?
No, we got the Vancouver Giants here, which are the WHL.
Oh, you physically went. Oh, I get you. Okay.
Yeah, we went up just up the street from me. I got the arena, and it's and they played it's WHL, which is the same as OHL, or Quebec Major Junior. So it's really good. Like, it's killer hockey, and the kids
nice.
are all.
And you support the local scene, the up and comers. That's good.
Owned by Buble. It used to be owned by Buble and Pat Quinn, funny. And those guys. They all owned it. But yeah. So great little thing to have, like 10 minutes up the street.
Yeah.
Which is pretty. And you guys got the Frontenacs there, so that's OHL, right?
And we also have like a huge 2 to 3 pad arena, just like literally 2 streets over from us. Literally 2 streets over. The
Invista you Center. Can use your new skates at.
I'm looking forward to. Oh, dude, the best is here's one of the best things about to me. The best thing about Kingston in the wintertime is downtown, the town square, huge area. They flood it, and you skate down there, and you get the hot chocolate or whatever kind of munchy food they have down there, and just skate around this outdoor rink. And that, to me, dude, is like that's when I was a kid, when my parents would take me in downtown Toronto kind of thing, which was really, really cool. My mom fell and hurt her knee. She remembers that. She had to sit and watch. I think the first thing she did is got her skates on. We're like, woo! And then she fell and hurt her knee.
She's called Dangerous Dorothy for a reason. She just
I
keeps
think she was
getting
trying to do like a
injured and
pirouette and a
falling and doing
backspin or
stuff.
something. And then she wiped out and she had to sit on a bench and watch us for the rest of it. So
The gracious Gary say the term "for crying out loud," Dorothy.
Come on, Dorothy.
Crying out loud.
I just remember that because that was the thing that she couldn't. I think too it was right off the bat. She did that. But so I'm Kingston downtown, man. Outdoor skating, stoked.
Yeah.
Got my skates sharp. So $7 to sharpen a pair of skates.
Absolutely.
Is that the price?
Find a guy. Yeah, it's Sport Check is where I go, but I got a guy on my hockey team that does it, but they've got all these different cuts now. So I'm like, not that I'm fleet of foot by any means, but I've found a cut for the skate that suits me. And it's only I've tried, but it's only really available at Sport Check, for instance, and it's called it flat bottom B and V it's called, and it's cool. But I when I tried like a regular sharpening a little while ago, I was falling all over the place. So you just got to find a way. You're gonna love those skates, so they're great.
Yeah, I got a brand new pair of skates. Thanks to my dad. Thank you. He had a whole bunch of Canadian Tire points because you rack those up on a card now or digitally instead of getting the dollars. And so yeah, it took me out and treated me to a pair of skates. And they are light. Lonnie picked up the box to move them, and she thought I had them out of the box because and then I put them on while I watched a movie downstairs and did some research and stuff for some jobs. And it's so comfortable on my feet just sitting there. Oh man, I'm stoked. I can't wait.
The composite stick. Get the composite stick as well, and that'll. And then you got to join the league. I thought you and Mark were going to join a hockey team.
Well, I'm sure we're in there. One of my buddies, Carl, who I played in a band with there, Carl, and a good friend, really good friend. Can't wait for Carl to get his parties going again. Loved him and his wife's parties. His dad runs the league that is 2 streets behind me at the Invista Center, and it's all ages and it's a really fun league. So, And Carl also said that if I play, he will play because he probably
break some Cooperalls out.
He probably thinks I'm really bad.
Break some Cooperalls out. It's funny. We have never. We've skated a bit, and we skated at your at the
house there on the lake. There,
house there on the lake. But it's funny. I really didn't dive into playing organized hockey. You grew up in it, but I didn't really.
I grew up playing since I was
I didn't really dive into organized hockey from playing it until I moved out here.
Yeah, we were the total opposite on that, right? Because I played so much hockey as a kid that I got burnt out on it when I was older. You know what I mean? Because the only hockey I knew was playing like 24/7. I didn't know, the once a week hockey. That wasn't hockey to me. Me playing hockey was like Sunday morning practices. A game every Friday night, and then travel Saturday for your away game. And if you could, you'd get another practice in. Or if there was a tournament, you'd go away for that tournament. And I liked it at the time when I was younger. I really liked it. But of course, you get older and you have different interests and stuff. And I started listening to a lot of heavy metal music
my parents could never afford to put us in it. I could never.
No, it's a tough thing, dude. It is. It is. Yeah, for sure.
So I had to learn when I got out here. It was funny because I'd only ever played pickup hockey at that point. Then I come out here and I joined a league in
and I gave you a bunch of equipment. Did I not? Did I not give you my old equipment?
Yeah. And so then I had what do you call it? So I started playing in that league. That was like 15, 16 years ago, whenever the hell I moved here. And I remember being out there and I was playing like left wing and I had no clue what to do in a game format. Cause when you're playing like pickup, it's just messing around. But when you're in a game format, I'm like, oh, I have an assignment. What am I supposed to do?
If you don't play your position, the guy whose position you're in is going to start yelling at you. Right?
I had to learn basically for the last, I'm still learning. I'm like a 12-point guy. So I'm like a 6th line left winger,
learning, my friend.
But I'm just saying, it's like, I'm still learning how to play it. I'll come back off of a shift and the guy will be like, this just happened to me the other day. I was going down on a 2-on-0 and I over skated the pass a bit. I don't know if that's on me or it's on them, but he passed it to me. So I tried to grab it. And so I pulled my stick around. He's like, if you would have kept it straight, it would have deflected in, but I know what you were trying to do. I didn't square up to the guy. And I was like, just a little shit like that. And then I'm pretty defensive now. I'm pretty good. Rarely do I have like did I get scored on on my line or something. I'll go for it. But the other night I was on the boards and I was like, kind of scrapping out, and the guy was hitting me, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then I literally grabbed the puck, and I saw one of our guys bolting, and I bolted it to him, and one of the guys deflected it and right onto his stick, and he top shelf. And I
nice.
looked at the goalie, and I was like, yeah, I'm grounded. I'll go sit on the bench. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Totally my fault. We were already down 3-0 at that point. Not my fault. But anyways, you should join the hockey league again. My point was we've never actually played hockey together, and all the things we've done.
No,
we've never
actually
played hockey.
I haven't played hockey in my adult life. There's been no organized hockey for me.
It's
in
crazy.
My adult life. But
I play so much of it now. So much of it now.
I'm pretty sure that once I get back in, I'm going to be in there and stuck in there again, and I'll be playing hockey again. And that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it, especially the exercise. I need the exercise. It's funny, because I sit and I have a lot of commissions right now, which I'm loving. I would rather have a ton of jobs sitting on the table that I have to do than no jobs. So I just got a bunch of new ones here, which is great. But when I said the other night, when I see myself here doing the podcast, I realize how I need to actually get out and exercise and get some fresh air, man. It's like whiter than white can be, I got to get some exercise. So the shoveling of the driveway has been nice with the snow here. And I've been breakdancing again. I got some cardboard. I put it out in the garage door and opened the garage door. And the neighbors have been, they've been curious, but well behaved. You know what I mean? But it's exercise. You got to get exercise. So shoveling past here and there. And on the back deck, it's nice because we have a forest here, and the squirrels and rabbits and all thing come right up on our deck. Even the rabbits, yes, they come right up on our deck.
So today's going to be, we're doing a kind of a year in review of, some of our favorite stuff. Anyways, I was talking about going to this the other night with the kids. I mean, I'm not going to say much. I'm a DC Marvel guy. I was entertained.
Well, plus people are very adamant about no spoilers too, right? And that we got to respect that. Totally.
Enjoyed it. Kids had a great time. My daughter's massively in love with Tom Holland, so that was a funny kind of thing. So there you go. I mean, I'm stoked to talk to you about it.
So in a different aspect of things, because this is what I'm curious about. Was it tough to get in to see the movie? And was there a big screening process to see the movie? How did it go?
Not with us. I mean, out here, it's pretty. We don't have. I mean, a bunch of restrictions went in. Today's Monday, so today a bunch of stuff went in, but nothing that. It's 50% capacity and all the rest of it. Our theater was busier than we thought it was going to be.
Oh, okay.
You still had to show your vaccine thing.
That's what I was wondering. And
you still had to do all that, but it was pretty standard to go to the movies. In fact, it's so normal. I actually bought membership into the Cineplex Cine Club because you get, it's like you get one free movie a month plus. So I'm like, we've been going to the movies so much that I'm like, I'm actually just gonna join the club thing here because it's like, so we went and saw. I had that movie for free last night. Nice. Lee's ticket was only like $10, and the kids were discounted, so it was like, yeah, it was pretty affordable, really. So
that's great. Are the prices of popcorn and stuff jacked up since they haven't been open?
No, it's pretty standard fare. So
good. Because I'm noticing that with a lot of other like grocery stores and things like that, things that were used to be 99 cents are now all of a sudden like not just $1 but $2. It's kind of mind blowing how companies are taking advantage of what's going on.
We might kind of bring our own stuff in.
Oh, good for you. That's the best. See, my wife, and I love her for this, is great, but she has to have the movie popcorn from there. I don't know what it is, because she's made popcorn here where she's tried to do the exact same thing, and she has. I thought it's great, but she likes to go. I have to respect that. See, it's fun too, because I don't like to. It's because these movies nowadays are like 2.5 hours long. The last thing I want is to walk in there with like a big gulp. You know what I mean? Have to get up or start drinking beer when you're in there. That's the last thing a guy like me wants to do, because then I'm going to the bathroom. But snack wise, dude, hit the Walmart, get a $1.50 bag like of this big of bulk M&Ms or whatever, and just bring them in with you. Yeah, for sure. Dude.
Yeah, we kind of. It used to be really like a thing. It used to be like they were checking your shit and all the rest of it. Now they're not checking nothing. They're barely checking the vaccine thing.
They don't want to touch you.
You know what I mean? So it's a good time to be sneaking stuff in. My old roommate Scott Wiley and I went and saw 4 movies one day. We went in at like noon or something, and that was the old AMC in Whitby, and you could go from this side to that side to this side as long as you're on. Like if all the movies you wanted were on the same side, that's where they used to lock it down. They were all on the same side. So we went from this to this to this to
Holy
this.
cow, that's a lot of movies.
That was pretty funny. Though that's when movies were only an hour and a half.
Right. Yeah. Oh, movies are epics. Oh, I guess. Yeah, it's weird. Well, right now too, it's a weird time for movies, just with COVID and everything. It's
I
a
will
very
say
strange. It's been a weird year. Like the whole year
it
has just
is.
been.
It's been interesting. It's been somewhat normal and somewhat not. We got a bunch of camping in. I did a tour. Your daughter did a tour. I mean, there's been some bit of normalness ish around the planet, but it's still kind of madness. But the one thing that's been constant is going to the movies, and we've been able to go see almost everything.
Nice.
So we saw
Yeah,
Eternals,
that's
we saw
great.
this, that Spider-Man,
Yeah.
which I will recommend, and I will. I'm not spoiling anything, but I will say that one of my predictions did come through that I called on this show that you questioned, and I'm very excited about it.
Oh,
So I'm
okay. I
leaving it
think
at
I
that.
know what you're talking about. I
I'm
think I know
leaving
what
it
you're
at
talking
that.
about. Yeah.
So that was
And
very
there was.
cool.
I made a prediction too about something. It was going to head in towards the direction of a certain Spider-Man.
I don't think that's.
we don't. You
I
don't
don't
have
think
to.
it spoils it. I don't think it spoils it, but I think you could. I don't think it
Remember, I
spoils
mentioned
it.
that my prediction. I haven't seen the movie yet myself, so my prediction was that it was going to aim towards the Miles Morales Spider-Man. So that was my
Interesting.
prediction.
You'll just
And
have to
the
go
other
see it.
thing that we can segue into talking about my favorite television series of the year was I think that also again that the WandaVision show is going to be connected to all kinds of Marvel things coming out, and it's going to be because I predicted that as too. I believe we discussed that on the show. How
Did you watch the end credits?
Of Spider-Man?
Yeah, like sometimes you go.
No,
You'll
no, I didn't. No, see, I love Spider-Man, and I from what I've do know about it, there's not as much high school stuff in this as there has been in the past ones. So I think I'm really going to enjoy this one and the retroness of it. So I really want to go in cold. And it's funny because I do see spoilers coming up. I'm not an online guy. I'll scroll through my TikTok stuff and look at stuff that I really enjoy, but I'm staying
Samantha's
away.
was ruined. She went on TikTok and had a bunch of shit ruined, so stay off of it.
Who did?
Now, speak of Samantha. She's
Oh.
like, well, this got ruined, and I'm like, well, then
Samantha,
that's
too
on
bad.
you. Okay, so we do have a guest coming on.
Good.
Our El Capitano of the
Dean's
network
coming on, bitching.
has decided to join.
Nice.
Before he comes on the show, I'm not sure if he's seen the new Spider-Man. I've seen it, but Chris has not. So
no, and a lot of the viewers have not seen it either.
Any spoilers, but welcoming to the show, our fearless leader on the network, Mr. Dean Blundell. How are you?
Hey, buddy.
Sir?
Hi, guys.
How's it going?
Welcome.
Merry Christmas. Chris, your hair looks fantastic.
Thanks, buddy.
Week ago, I saw you and you had your shades on, and I thought, who is that old lady?
That's right. I got the stay-at-home hairdo going on, man. I don't leave the house much. I like it. Forget what day it is half the time.
Me neither. Great to see you
Hey,
guys.
thanks for making the time, buddy.
Yeah,
Thanks for
good to
making the
see you,
time.
No, I was just watching you, and I was like, these are always hard podcasts to do. You know why? Because no one wants you to tell them anything they want to know about it, right? Like with the Spider-Man stuff. Yeah. You're like I know Brent's seen it. I know you haven't. I haven't seen it. Through you guys, I've become a big Marvel guy. I've become I back stories on the WandaVision, like all this stuff. How the multiverse works, Doctor Strange being in this one. I don't want to know anything either, which leads me to my next question. How do you do a podcast about this thing when you can't talk?
Because we're not talking about it now. We're actually just doing a year in review now. So we're going to talk about our favorite stuff from this past year. And we were supposed
Which
to.
was tough as well, because, man, not a lot going on.
We were supposed to talk about it today. But
Yeah.
Kingston, as you know, because of what you have brought on your show, Dean, Kingston's melting into the ground as far as cases. So Chris isn't going to the movies anytime soon. He was going to go and try to see it this weekend. Out here in BC, it's a little bit more chilled. We've got the weed variant out here, so it's a little bit more relaxed out here. So we can still go to the movies and do stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
did you not hear about the weed variant?
No. No, you just piqued my interest with this.
Yeah, the weed variant is the more chilled variant.
Oh.
That's what we have out here. So you can go and hang out. And that's what we were able to go to the movies and chill out.
Cure it with a big fat blunt. Is that how it works?
Just so you know, Chris and I have had that variant for several years now.
Decade, at least.
And we have not sought treatment.
Nope.
So we anyways, we're diving into something like this year, the year in review. And so let's just start with our favorite shows from it. Dean, I don't know how much time you have. We're just kind of banging through a few things, but speaking of WandaVision, that was, a massive show that Dean was out on and then came back in on, which was awesome. So curious where you want to start here, Chris or Dean, as far as what was your favorite show of this year?
Yeah, that was mine. I already called mine. So Dean, you can go for it if you had a favorite show of the year, man.
Okay, so now you guys are gonna have to. I'm gonna entertain you a little bit because I watch all kinds of shit. Like I watched WandaVision was great. It was my probably biggest surprise of the year that I was that into something like that. And then that kind of spurred on, me going back and watching Infinity War and Age of Ultron and all the stuff that made, WandaVision what it was. So that would be my biggest surprise of 2021 when it comes to like television stuff. I would say and this is weird because you guys I don't even know if you've seen the show. There's a treasure hunting show called The Curse of Oak Island.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And I am such a fucking nerd when it comes to the show that I look for spoilers and then I get mad at myself for finding the spoilers and reading what's coming up in season 2021 and where season 2022 left off. Because they film like from spring to fall, and then you start seeing the spring and the winter, and we're like 6 episodes in. But here's the deal. It's in Nova Scotia, so there's tons of Canadian history. You guys would fucking love it. I'm sure you're aware of it. It's been written about and talked about to some extent for many, many years, but there's apparently this massive Spanish / Templar treasure that's buried on this little island off the coast of Nova Scotia, and the island's called Oak Island. And the Lagina brothers from Michigan have been looking for this treasure for like 9 years, 9 seasons. And this is the biggest show on cable television that everybody I talk to that watches it is like, yeah, we can't get over it. But every person that watches it is over 60. Every single person. So to the point where, the only other guy that watches it with me is Big Chris, right, from the network. And so, like, he and I are in these little chat rooms, and we're talking with other guys about it. We had this dude from the Canadian military on last year to break down exactly what he thought was going on. But it is one of these shows where it keeps you around. And what I love about it is you're learning about your history as a country. I love old shit. I love history. I love knowing that, the Templars were here like 500 years ago, predating anything we thought. It's rewriting history. The stuff that they're finding is incredible. They found an old road this year, which might not mean anything to you guys, but a road that was built in the 1600s. And they found like tools that are 500-600 years old. They just started finding some gold. So that's the kind of shit that I love watching. Like, I love it when you can learn something and there's some mild excitement that comes with it. And I think when it comes to movies, the best movie I've seen this year, and I know it's probably not going to be cool to say, but I just watched it, Lost Dogs on Netflix. Have you guys seen this?
I have not seen that.
Is it the Lost Dogs or the what's the title of it? Is it the one with Cumberbatch? Cumberbatch, The Power of the Dog?
Cumberbatch, yeah.
I think it's The Power of the Dog. It's up for everything.
Yeah.
It's up for everything.
That was awesome. It was fucking great to watch. It's if you haven't seen it, I don't want to give it up. But I would say in terms of like movies that I really want to see, like the Spider-Man movie, No Way Home. That's the one that because it's just going to open everything up, right? Like it's going to open up multiverse. It's going to put things together, and then it's going to give birth to other things that you get excited about because it bleeds into different series, and then you start. And now that they've started to open up with these little Netflix series here and different series there where they're centering on other people, you look at it differently, right? Like I'm looking at the Spider-Man movie like it's going to set the table for a whole bunch of other shit, right? That's the exciting part for me. So I'm looking forward to it.
I agree. Yeah, it's gonna springboard timelines and opening up and other villains and old villains and bring everything together.
You guys better find a way to get there fast.
Now that they've done the multiverse shit, they can fuck with everything.
Yeah.
Like the whole argument about trying to bring everything together. Now that they've brought it together, they can do whatever they want with it, which is what DC has to do, right? Somehow.
I was WandaVision was there for me, but I got to tell you, my favorite series this year has been this.
All right.
As far as from a comic book standpoint, well, I'm a huge Succession fan, so I love Succession. That's kind of become my number one. I'm in that world, but I think that's as far as this goes, and like TV without swearing, it's Superman and Lois. Like, I gotta go with, I was thoroughly entertained. It's filmed 2 blocks from my house. It's great. So that was awesome, and they did a really good job. I keep telling Chris to watch it because they really do an awesome. She's the best Lois Lane ever, and also they just do really great storyline wise. It's awesome. So they really dance around it.
Can I add a? By the way, I haven't seen that, but that would to me would be like taking a flyer on a show, and I took a flyer on Titans this year.
Oh,
and oh my God, is it good?
Oh, dude, right? Like the first. Oh, so you're talking the new season, right, Dean?
Yeah, I'm all up to date now.
Okay, so
I'm gonna let you two speak.
The
Stand
new
by.
season, though, the very first one of the new season, before the credits, before they even say Titans, it's insane with Robin. It's more of a Batman story, right, Dean?
Yeah, it is. It's more of a Batman story, but what I love about it is that they're really embracing the dark parts of these characters, right? Like, and you didn't. When I first started to watch the first season, I was like, whatever. I'm going to smoke a bowl. I'm going to try something new. So I put on Titans, and I didn't know what to expect, which is almost the best way to go into movies. You know, when you go into a show or movies and people are like, you're going to love it. It's great. I know what you like. This is the best movie, the funniest series, the best series. I had zero expectations, so I had a clean slate going into this thing. The exploration that they do of the embracing of the emotional parts of characters in this show blows my mind, dude. Like, it blows my mind. It's one of the coolest fucking shows I've ever seen. Yeah. And talk about a surprise, right? Like, talk about being shocked by something. Were you surprised that it was as dark as and it is as dark as it is?
Yes. I didn't know which way they were going to take it. When I saw that it was coming out and I read the storylines they were using, I was thinking, okay, there's no way they're gonna do this because it's the Teen Titans, whoa, you know. No, they did it proper, man. Like the second season with Deathstroke, Terminator in there, holy cow. This one here is there's swearing in it. It's another thing that I enjoy about it as an old school Batman fan is seeing the evolution of Dick Grayson, the original Robin. Unreal. Like, he is a great character. Because he's more of your new age. If the younger viewers are looking for Batman, but a newer one they can get in on the ground floor on, I would say go for Nightwing comics, man. Because he's like Batman. He's got the gadgets. He's a detective. He just fights a lower level of criminals in Gotham City. He's working his way up, as we see in Titans, man. Like, holy cow! I don't want to give too much away either, but
I'm still watching.
Scarecrow's in there. He's a big. It's funny because the way they get Scarecrow's in jail. The villain, and the way they get the information out of him is by giving him this certain strain of weed, a sativa lemon something, right? And he's like, yeah, man, that just makes my brain quiet. And so he's giving the Gotham Police Department all this information just for weed.
Yeah,
like, the way to bring it up to date, though, you know what? Like, it just made it and he's even handing him. My daughter's the manager at one of the stores, so he even hands him the bag. I was like, oh, I recognize it, just like the bags that you would see nowadays, which is really cool. And furthermore to that, the second season part of it was filmed here in Kingston at the penitentiary, which I thought was fantastic as well. Just to have that in my city and knowing it was going on, and then watching it on TV and being blown away. Was amazing. Again, I don't want to dive into the new season too much. I'm halfway through it. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it is heavily on Batman. It is so adult that it's exactly what I'm looking for. And I personally think that if you're a Marvel fan looking for something in the DC universe that you can grab a hold of, and that you're not like, you know, that you want a little more adult in it, and you're thinking, I want to try DC, Superman Lois. No, I would say Titans.
I have never seen Superman Lois, but I would absolutely, if you're looking for a launching point into the DC universe,
right?
And you love gritty, you love real, how they've kind of painted around the edges of modern day shit, how they've embraced the really dark parts of each individual, because they're not like superheroes, but they're superheroes. But like Dick Grayson gets his fuck on in Titans, like he really does a lot. So you got to watch it. But I'm now intrigued by Superman and Lois because I have no expectations of Superman and Lois.
Nice.
But knowing that you like it makes me want to take a flyer on that.
It's the non-sweary CW version, so it is very clean, but it's a very they've done a very good update to the story, and it's very cool. It's a dad and his kids. They focus on that a lot, so there's a great arc there about these kids struggling with adolescence, and he's got to
Lachlan,
power
right?
through that.
With Lori
But they
Loughlin.
answer some really great questions and stuff too, which is awesome. Which is like, how come when he puts his glasses on, no one knows that it's Clark Kent?
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Yeah,
a very
it's
funny, it's a
question.
very funny thing.
Is
Yeah.
Lori Loughlin in this Superman?
No,
It is
no,
okay. Okay.
no.
It's
No,
more
she
like
was still in jail. She was
Hallmark.
still in jail.
I was gonna say she was still doing time. I think this is being filmed done.
But the yeah, it was good. Now, Dean, one of the things. So we did a whole thing last week with Juan and Mike. We had everyone coming on talking about gadgets and stuff, and that was fun. You're the only one we haven't had on in a long, long time because some of the shows have wrapped up, and obviously we got Boba Fett coming out. We've got Mando coming out. We got Obi-Wan coming out. The boys are coming back. So we're talking about all this kind of stuff. Kudos to Chris. I hand it to him. He watches every single thing comic book related and all the rest of it. I kind of split up, like, because I'm hard into, there's like Yellowstone into Succession and Curb Your Enthusiasm and all these.
Yellowstone. Should I be watching that? Yes, Yellowstone.
I mean, it's Sons of Anarchy on bikes, but Kevin, you can't.
They're on horses.
They're on horses. Yeah, it's kind of Sons of Anarchy on horses, but it's really well written though. But anyways,
I'm not a Western
I'm kind of
guy,
a fan.
you know?
I'm a fan of Taylor Sheridan though. He's the guy that did like Hell or High Water. He did Wind River. He did Sicario, and then he's created this series, and then he's got the new series with Jeremy Renner, and he partnered with Hugh Dillon, and they're filming it in Kingston, the mayor of Kingstown, and Hamilton.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So I'm kind of a fan of what he does, but it's a bit like the way Sons of Anarchy, like, the guys with all the biker scenes were all kind of silly, like with that fucking indie music because they couldn't afford real music,
Yeah. You know what's surprisingly good? Something that like I knew Titans was going to be good. Hawkeye. Hawkeye's actually pretty rad, and you know why I think it is? Because the actors and actresses in it are really good, really good. It's got that whole Mission Impossible kind of James Bond feel to it, and the camera work, man, there's like I've seen so many car chases, and it was like, oh, car chase scene, but they made it look like you're in the back seat, and it was so cool, like you were stationary in your chair in the back seat. It was so rad, and I didn't think I was gonna like Hawkeye. I put it off, and I was doing some drawing. I thought, okay, I got nothing else to watch. I'll throw on Hawkeye, the first episode, and next thing I knew it, I was on the third one, wanting more. It was really good. But yeah, with Haley Steinfeld is in there. Yep. Jeremy Reiner's in there, of course. The blonde widow's in there. Pugh, what's her name?
Yeah.
Yes,
Florence.
She's in there. Fantastic actress, man.
Cardellini in that? Linda Cardellini, is she back as Hawkeye's wife?
Yes, she's in there. Yeah. But they're all really good actors and actresses, right?
Dead to Me. You watched that too, Dean? You ever watched Dead to Me with Christine Applegate and Linda Cardellini? You should watch that. Hey, Chris. So, what we're gonna do here for a sec, Dean? Why don't you tell us about the network for a minute? What kind of year was it on the network? On the network this year, we're doing a year in review. So, tell us about DeanBlundell.com because, wow, right?
Wow. It's you know what? I had a long day today, and I asked. We had a great year. We got. We're home to 95 or 6 podcasts, 30 or 40 content providers, great people. We've had some tremendous relationships flourish. We've failed. We've succeeded. We have fucked up. We have gotten better. We have done really well. We've kind of run the gamut, but I think that's what happens when you're building something, right? Yeah, I mean, we've really kind of taken this year to kind of see where we're at, and I think where we're at is we found a place where we can help people, and that's what I love about what we do is watching so many great content providers and people that love to provide content and deliver news or deliver whatever it is that they create and show it to people, whether it's been from radio or television or from traditional media, is seeing what we do empower other people to do it for themselves and to reach out and ask for help. That's been great. Listen, I can talk about, impressions and page views and downloads and minutes watched. And, I can try to impress everybody with, things that don't mean anything. But really, I think the most incredible part of this journey that we've all been on, in 2020 and 2021, and is that the pandemic gave us an opportunity to work hard. The pandemic gave us an opportunity to get busy and to create and to be focused on something. And I think that content is one of those things that when you do it on a daily basis and on a regular basis, you take for granted what that content means to the creator and what it means to the person that's enjoying your content. And I think over the past 2 years, to be doing content in a time when people have needed some truth, and they've needed some comfort, and they've needed some laughs, and they've needed some distractions. This has meant more to us and me, personally, being able to watch people grow during that process, not just people enjoying what we do, but the people who do it. Watching guys like you do such a great job of bringing people together and talking about fun stuff, and not talking about dirge, or talking about viruses, and taking people away from their daily stuff. That's been awesome for me to watch, and lessons in there for me have been incredible. And being a part of this today with you guys speaks to, and it was a moment's notice, because Brent, I don't know if you know this, Brent is not ultra organized when it comes to communicating what's going on. So he sent me a note today, and he's like, "Hey, you want to pop on?" And I'm like, "What time?" And he goes, "Right now."
I had an email drafted today. Yep. I just didn't hit send. Sorry.
I get it. That's the beauty of this, right? Like, there's so many people that are so angry about their place in life, and to see people every day interacting with us and me and these things that we're making, and whether it's you guys or whether it's the end user, that's something, right? Like, isn't that why we do this? And if we're doing it for other reasons, we shouldn't be doing it. Like, isn't that why we're here? Is to work together and be better together, no matter what it is that we're all going through. And so, as part of the cosmic universe, which is a really heavy thing to grasp, I don't really give a shit about much else anymore. Like, that's what this has taught me. That's what 2021 has been for us at deanblundell.com. Because that's what it's been about for me, is focusing on the internal, focusing on the good people, focusing on helping people. The rest will come from that, and it always does. But that's been the miracle. I mean, this whole thing has been a miracle to me. The fact that we're fucking doing this from our couches, and I just got off the end of a great strain of wedding pie. Chris, you would have loved it. And we're on our computers fucking hanging out and talking about fun shit. I mean, that's the end result, but there's so much that goes into it. And those are the things that I appreciate about the network in 2021. Whereas, maybe in 2019 or 2020, it was all about money. It was all about getting somewhere. And, I found that the growth really happened when we took a different approach, and we said, no, let's focus on getting somewhere together. And we have, and we're still going in 2022. It's going to be a fucking great year for us because of what the work we've done and what's coming. So I'm excited.
And for our listeners at home, this message is officially Mitch Marner approved. So,
Mitch Marner.
Sorry,
Diener's best buddy. Look at that. We should just look at those teeth. Anyways, look at that hair.
What's wrong? Mitch got his teeth fixed. You got Mitch? What's the problem?
Mitch?
No.
I have a slight issue with Mitch.
You have a slight issue with Mitch?
Well, here's the thing about Mitch. I think he's a great hockey player. I really do. I don't think he's good at playing against gnarly men. I think that when he gets into the heat of the moment against big dudes, I think he can't perform. I know that sounds a little, you know what I'm saying, right? So here's the one thing I'm thinking too. I saw Matthews get manhandled the other night there.
Yeah.
Just whipped around, dude. He was at first I could see Matthews going like, okay, great. He's just going to grab me again. I've had this happen all the time. And then you could see Matthews' face going, wait, fuck this. And he started at least trying to fight back. If Mitch Marner's in any situation like that, oh my God, he's going to get hurt. There's probably one thing that's going to get hurt. again. I think hi, Mitch. And the second thing is when he first came into the league, I loved his little hometown boy attitude, right? Hey, I'm Mitch Marner. I have little shirts of him. Look, it's little Mitch always wanted to play for the Leafs. He's our boy. Okay, well, when it came time for Mitch Marner to get paid and maybe help the Leafs out a bit by maybe just cutting $1 million off his paycheck, no, man, he pushed it, and he blamed it on his agent. And I thought that was really sucky thing to do of him to do. And since he's gotten all that money, he just seems a little softer and a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? Entitled. Whereas you bring in the one dude whose dad's was a garbage man for his life. What's the new dude's name there? Sorry, I'm just blanking on his name.
Oh, which new dude?
The new dude for the Leafs. They put him up on the top line there with Matthews most of the time.
Bunting.
Yeah, that guy, man. Like that. Like see, that's my kind of player. I really like him. I really appreciate him. Marner's just I don't like what Marner's become, especially the way he came in. The whole way he came in. Is he a great hockey player? Yes, he is. Is he the guy that you want on your team when you're playing the St. Louis Blues in the Stanley Cup final?
Probably not.
Probably not, man. And where are we going here? We want to win the cup. We want to win the cup. Now, do you trade him? No, I don't know if that again. I don't know. He's the guy that's probably going to help get you to the playoffs.
Yeah.
But when you hit the playoffs, see, again, I would love to see Marner in a situation that Matthews in, where some dude on the team just like, you know what? No, you're not getting up. No, you're not getting up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know what and one other thing. Sorry, when there's a scrum, and the guys are all pushing each other, and all you need is a teammate just to stand there. He's at the bench by then. Yeah, he's gone, man. He's gone. That is to me, that's one of the worst things you could do, especially in the playoffs. You get a guy in a scrum on your
part to his game, like that's all self-preservation, and he knows it, right?
I know, and see, that's what I can't get behind him anymore. Yeah. I can't get behind him anymore. Willie Nylander grew a lot this year, bulk, strength, and he shows it. And I'm not a Willie Nylander fan. I find it hard to pick a player on the Leafs right now who, I really like Bunting, but it's hard for me to pick a player that I'd want to get a shirt of. You know what I mean? That's
you're probably going to get
Campbell.
You're probably going to get JT Miller or Brock Besser at the deadline. So there you go.
Well, we'll see. My call was getting Kadri back just for the playoffs, right?
That's right. Chris has called that they're going to try to somehow get Kadri back
just for the playoffs. Just for the playoffs. If the Avalanche don't make it,
yeah, he'll get suspended in the first game for cross-checking some guy in the head too. Like that happens every fucking year.
He'll do it Dean. He'll do it in the practice before the game. This time, he's got to do something. He's got to up it, right?
Dude, so you don't like Mitch Marner? That was the answer to my question. Sorry, Dan.
I'm trying to like him. Well, I think he's a good hockey player. But no, I'm not a huge.
Look at that mug. Look at that mug. Look at
I just don't think he's your guy. As I mentioned, I think it all boils down to when I had this discussion with my dad because he loves Mitch Marner. Right, when he was in the juniors, when he's playing kids, teenagers, I think he's one of the best players going. I think when you get him with men, big guys, like I bet you Shea Weber got him in the corner in the Montreal series there and said, "You little motherfucker."
I'm gonna
touch that why again. You know why, Dean? You showed this video last year, whenever it was in your show. His dad is a menace.
Oh, really?
Mitch's dad is like, and that's it. And you're gonna, and he's just afraid of it. He's just afraid of adults now.
Mitch
that's what he is.
Such a skilled player. He's so fucking good at playing the game of hockey. If it's just skill, but the pylons in a playoff game move and they want to kill you, and he is afraid of it. Every time the playoffs come around, he disappears. He disappears. And you know why? Because the playoffs are 1,000,000 times harder. It's all about crushing guys and scaring people and running guys through the boards.
No fear for you or the player, right?
And he cannot play. And it's not his fault. He's just a little dude. And he can only get so big on that little frame. And but he's a tremendous hockey player.
Yep.
He's just not a playoff hockey player. He can't play that kind of playoff hockey. And that's when it matters. And that's why we leave in the first round every year, because, that production, the 80, 90 points, the miracle passing, he starts to question himself. He grabs his stick. He's looking for guys to fucking crush him into the corner, like Shea Weber with a cross check or a guy with a two-hander. He doesn't like that.
No.
And it's not like he can become that player. Like, he's not going to turn into Ryan O'Reilly overnight. Or, you know what I mean? Like, he just –
Oh, I know.
And it's not taking away from – but you cannot tell that to a Leaf fan who likes Mitch Marner. It is all about how good he is at hockey. But until you break it down and you segment, okay, yeah, he is. He's wonderful. He's excellent. I love how he plays and the flair he's got for the game and how fucking his hand-eye coordination's out of this world. That's awesome to appreciate. But what I don't appreciate is watching him the second the puck drops in the first playoff series go like this.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. I agree with you 100%.
Dean, to that point, there's three kind of Leaf fans. There's the realistic, the unrealistic, and the Habs fan. Those are the only three
that
I know.
Well, but one more thing to Mitch Marner, though. So, and the other thing about when he was younger and he did exceed in the playoffs is because he was playing against kids. To further the point, right? Because he did do well when he was a kid in playoffs, but he wasn't playing against those great big men. Yeah. He was playing against kids, and they only get so big there generally before they go in the NHL. So
yeah,
that
it'd be nice to do better.
Is our award-winning segment, Nerds on Ice.
Nerds on Ice, man. Graphics, man.
We had to pay rookie. We had to pay rookie like $8 for that graphic. So
I didn't think we'd be talking about Mitch Marner on the Nerd Podcast.
Yeah, no, I had that whole spiel to go on about Mitch Marner for the Nerds on Ice. It's funny though because this is what I talk about with my dad all the time because he's a huge. We've grown up bonding over hockey. He took me to the Maple Leaf Gardens since I was just a kid, and it's funny we agree over most things except for Mitch Marner. He's like, no, he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Chris, you had Dean. You got a handful more minutes. You got a jet. You just let us know. Chris has got a little game he wants to play. It was a couple of
just some hero quotes for Brent. Gonna stump him on some Marvel hero quotes.
Why don't you guys? I'm not going to get the hero quotes. Why don't you guys finish off the hero quotes? And I will tell you, I am proud that I'm happy to be part of the show tonight. Thankful for the invite, even though it was last second. I love you both. I will be watching.
Right on. One thing I wanted to ask too, Dean, is our show the only show that got pulled or got an episode pulled because we offended a whole country?
Yes. Yeah. You guys hold the record for offending. Are we allowed to say what country? Or no?
Can we say what country, Brent?
Yeah. I mean, the show is now
it.
available in NFT form, so we don't want to ruin it for the person that's going to spend $10,000 for that one.
I'd buy it.
But the people that did see it live are pretty stoked, man. Like there's a lot of people I've talked to and have made comments are like, wow, that was like the best. And of course they're like, that was like the best episode ever, man. And I was like, well, if you got to see it, then that's great because it is no longer around, dude. That is it for that one. But
yeah, and it was a viral episode too. It's been like this, like Brent works so hard. You guys work so hard on the show. And all of a sudden you bring on a dude. I don't want to get into it because I don't want to get you upset or upset anyway. And then the dude's incredible, and then he says some incredible things, and then certain people in a country which aren't as open to information as us tend to take, get upset, and all of a sudden I get on the phone and I'm talking with Brent, and he's like, "This is happening," and I'm like, "Let it go, bro."
Yeah.
Let it go. He's like, "Why? It's so huge."
We're halfway there.
You would see, look at the numbers. Like when you look at something that's going viral, you can see the numbers just go ding, 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 ding. It's crazy.
I was talking to Matt Kundle the other day from our network, and great guy. And I was like, yeah, we had a good, he goes, your November was insane. I'm like, well, here's the thing. It was November was huge for us in Saudi Arabia. All right. Mm-hmm. There was no shortage of anger coming from that country, but fuck it. I don't care. That was a hell of a show. And kudos.
A great conversation piece now. It's a great conversation piece for when we have other people on the show and just for in general. I love it.
Thanks for the support, Dean. Thanks for having us on, man. Thanks for having us as part of the network.
Peace, Dean.
Thanks, guy.
There we go. Beautiful. All right, dude, you ready?
Let's do it. Thanks.
All right, here we go. So this is our Marvel hero quotes. So you got to guess, and these are all for movies. So Marvel Studios, and I've got all different ones here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's what we can do. I'm going to read you the quote. You're gonna, if you say, if you can go for it and get it, boom, full points. If you need to do like best of 3, multiple choice, let me know.
Sure. Okay? More like.
Here we go. So there's 5 here. So you're looking for, you're hoping for a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Okay.
That's what you're hoping for. Okay.
Right.
So here's what we got. Here's the first quote. There's the camera. I can do this all day.
I could
said in a few movies.
Oh yeah. I could do this all day. Is it a villain?
No, here. No, these are that's okay, I'll give you a hint. That's a hero. I could do this all day.
It's from Marvel, right?
Yep, they're all Marvel. All Marvel movies.
Captain America?
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. You got it. I could do this all day.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy. All right, you're 1 for 1. You're 1 out of 5 notes. Okay. Here we go. The hardest choices require the strongest wills. It's a
Probably
villain.
an event.
It's a
Probably
villain.
an Avengers thing. Read it again.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills. I even added like a dark element to that. So
The blue guy from Guardians.
no. So I'll give you a choice of 3 here. We've got. Excuse me. Okay, we've got Doctor Strange. We've got
So they're
Loki.
villains, right?
Hmm?
Villains.
Oh, it was a
or
villain. Yeah,
serious?
sorry. Okay, so we got Loki. We've got Eros, the planet. Remember Buddy's dad there?
Mhm.
And we've got Thanos. The hardest choices require the strongest wills. Thanos, Loki.
I was
or
leaning
Eros?
Thanos, but I'm also thinking it's
They're
the
not
Guardians of
Eros.
the Galaxy thing.
Yeah. His name's not Eros. What's the human planet's name? Or is it Eros? Maybe it
Yeah,
is.
I'm
You know
going
what I'm
with
talking
that
about,
one.
though, right? Kurt
I'm going
Russell.
with that. I'm going with that.
Okay, no, it was Thanos.
Fuck, that
Thanos from Infinity War. I thought
Follow
my
my
voice
gut.
would give it
Follow my
away.
gut. Right. Well, your voice was
thought my
not
gravelly
quite the
voice.
same as Josh Brolin, but
Yeah, I guess
go
it
with
wasn't. Sorry about that.
We'll go.
Okay,
Should've
so
brought
here's
Mike or
all
Wine,
right. Here's
so.
another. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
I would rather be a good man than a great king.
Fuck. Thor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Good one. There you go. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you're two out of 3. You're doing good. You still got a passing grade here.
Not really. Well,
Okay.
yeah,
Number 4. Faith is my sword. Truth is my shield. Knowledge is my armor. Faith is my sword. Truth is my shield. Knowledge is my armor. Who in the Marvel Universe said that in the movie?
Oh my god, that's a tough one.
You can do it, though.
Faith is my sword.
Faith is my sword. Truth is my shield. Knowledge, my armor. Who said it?
No, I have to go half points. What movie?
You want to just throw one out there? Just
I was going to say Iron Man, but I
No.
don't think so.
Nope. Okay. Was it either Doctor Strange, Captain America, or Groot?
Well then, knowledge. So it
Doctor
would have to
Strange,
be
Captain
Doctor
America,
Strange.
or
It would
Groot?
have to be Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange.
wouldn't it?
Hey, you
Yeah,
got
yeah,
it.
Yeah. Because I was leaning now because of the knowledge part, but then I'm like,
Yeah.
Tony Stark's pretty smart too. So
He is, but could have been Groot.
yeah.
No.
I figured they wouldn't task Vin Diesel with enough of those lines to pull that off.
Okay, so he wouldn't be able to handle it. Okay, you got 2.5 out of 4. So it'd be cool if you could get all of this one. Okay, ready? This is the last one. Here we go. Let's face it. This is not the worst thing you've caught me doing.
Shit. Loki.
No.
Isn't it?
No.
No,
Was it?
not
Was it A, Peter Quill, B, Tony Stark, or C, Bruce Banner?
Sounds like a Tony Stark line.
Tony Stark. So you got a half point for that. So you got 2.5
3.
out of 5.
I got 3 out of 5. I was 2.5
you got 3 out of
going
5.
into
So
that.
yes, you did. You got 3 out of 5. So you
So
passed.
It's
You
a
passed.
B. It's a B, but
You passed.
it's,
There you go. Ding,
it's
ding, ding. The trees-
unacceptable on a pop culture podcast, but I'll work on it.
Okay, that's okay.
Again, you know,
That's okay. There you go. And that's our quiz. That's our Marvel
if
quiz.
you would have
And that's
given me
our year, buddy.
wrestling quotes, I would have got it. But
That's okay. I thought you
No,
would have got
that
it. You
would've
did
been-
good on those. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. So
What
what a
do you
year, huh? That was good. That was good that we had the biggest show of the year on the channel too.
it was huge, man. Massive show, biggest show. Kids on the Escalator, which you can find us at kidsontheescalator.com. Everybody, we've got the website. You can go, you can leave us a voicemail. You can say, hey, this show is shit, or we like it, or whatever. But you can just click on a little microphone there and be like, get off the air. We don't care. Just leave something there. But you can find all of our episodes there, including some of these highlight shows that we've done and some of our great guests that we've had on, including guys like Dean and Juan and Mike came back last week, and a few other people that have come on. So thanks to everybody for your support on that side. So to recap, your favorite TV show, WandaVision.
Yeah. A series was WandaVision for sure. Yep. New one anyway. Yeah.
So
I didn't have
mine
a favorite
was
movie because
mine. I think for the pop culture portion of this, then I gotta go. Well, The Boys kicked in January, didn't it?
I can't remember. No,
I can't. I thought it was part of this year too, but I mean, I guess
I don't think so.
New discoveries. I loved Wanda. I thought it was great. I'm a huge, become a massive Succession fan, which is great. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's a little bit. It's pretty rad. And then movie wise, man, movies are tough because we saw so many this year.
Yeah.
I would say this new Spider-Man ranked up there for me, which was really, really good. I watched a lot of more indie stuff this year, so I'd have to dive into that. I guess we could dedicate an episode just to movies, I guess, on that side.
Well, we got the Film Fest is coming up there, right, in February.
So we get into that. Interesting year. Got a bit of touring in. I'm going to go back out in 22 and beyond. I got a lot of shows kind of happening that start in America and then move to Europe and South America and all those places. So we'll see if that's going to be a thing. Yeah, man. But you had a great year too. You had released two graphic or two comic books, which
two
is
issues
awesome.
of my comic book. The third one's on the way. Yeah, I got
One
lots
and two.
of. Yeah, there we go. There's 1 and 2. Two still available.
Which was awesome. Your daughter got some touring in this year, which was great. She got to tour. So all the way around, your wife's health is great. And we had a great sponsorship from our friends at Blue Microphones this year. We want to thank them and everyone for listening this year. It's been a blast. We welcome your thoughts on as far as where you want us to go, anything you want us to cover off subject-wise, all the rest of it. I mean, geez, we could go on for days. There's so much going on with this show. But I think that'll be a wrap for 21, and then we'll be back that first week of January. And by that time, we would have had a new episode of Boba Fett. Jimmy from the Locker Room with Lachlan and the morning show has started a new podcast called Jedi Jimmy. Ooh. And so he's going to be breaking down some stuff too. So maybe we can do a couple of crossover.
What's he breaking down?
He's breaking down the episodes as well. Like he's going to do. He's Jedi Jimmy, so he's going to be pretty heavy on the Star Wars. He was pretty quiet when he came on our show originally, but I've seen him on a few things, and
so he's doing the Mandalorian as well.
Well, I think he's going to start with Boba Fett. He's going to start with Boba Fett or something. I'm not sure.
We should team up and tag on his show, and he can tag on ours, and we'll do a really wicked roundup, man. That'll be cool. So we'll do some crossovers, as they say in the comic book bits.
That's what they say. We'll do some crossover
decent.
stuff.
I like Jimmy. That's good. I follow him on a few platforms there. He's always drinking beer and dancing, man. How can you not dig somebody who drinks beer and dances? I'm down, Jimmy.
Follow us on the Twitter, Kids on the Escalator. Follow us. Follow Chris on Machete Comics, and at the Etsy store, you can definitely check out all his stuff there. You can buy the comics that we discussed. Follow us on TikTok. Follow him on TikTok. Man, there's so many places to follow us.
We're all over the
including
place, man.
kidsontheescalator.com. That's what you can do there. Yeah, buddy. So Merry Christmas to you and yours. Dangerous Dorothy and Gracious Gary. Merry Christmas to you guys. Lonnie. In the background, Lonnie, Merry Christmas to you and everybody watching.
Yes, Merry Christmas to your family. The young ones.
Are you doing some namaste?
Your mom down in the basement there still?
Yes.
Good.
And that side over there.
Okay, great.
So, been a blast, man. This year's been a lot of fun, a lot of episodes. We'll be back in 2022. And I believe by that time, Chris would have seen Spider-Man, and we'll be able to get into that first episode of Boba Fett. If they don't release the whole series, maybe they would release the whole series. I'm not sure what the plan is there, but I'm guessing it's going to go Boba Fett into Obi-Wan into Mando or something.
Wow, it's going to be exciting, man. It's going to be exciting. But, it's been a year. It's been a season. Thanks to everybody who's listened. Thanks to the countries who didn't get mad at us. And, party on and be excellent to each other, man. Have a good time.
Thanks to the countries that did get mad at us.
That one
because
country.
Wow, did you ever push those numbers up? Kind of like Dean with the anti-vaxxers. He's like number 2 in the country because he just riles them up, and they just keep tuning in to try to whoop his ass, and he just keeps
That's funny.
Poking the bear like our friend Karima, who was on last week as well. So it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks
everybody. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your day. Happy Christmas. Happy Merry. Happy all the things. That is the Kids on the Escalator podcast for another Monday evening. 2021. Bye-bye. Good times.
Rad dudes.